Okay, the first step is heating the milk, and there's two reasons that you do that. Heating the milk to 185 degrees will pasteurize it, so if there's any bacteria or anything you don't want in there, it'll kill that. But more importantly, it sets up the protein in the milk, so it'll make it a little bit firmer. As I was saying earlier, I'm using 2% milk. It makes a nice, firm yogurt, but it's obviously not zero fat. So if you want to get all the fat out, at this point what you would need to do is for every, call it half gallon or so of milk that you would use, add a couple tablespoons of dry instant non-fat milk powder to it. What will happen if you use skim milk without adding the non-fat milk? It'll still make yogurt, but it tends to be runnier. So what I do to measure this out is take whatever vessel that I'm going to be making the yogurt in. In this case, I'm using this piece of pottery. If you wanted to use the little glass jars, what you do is fill each one of them up, get them all full, and then put that in your saucepan. Try to do this without spilling it everywhere. And then add a slightly more milk to the pan. And then you want to heat it. And it is important that you heat it over relatively low heat. So I'm going to put this up at about halfway of the dial. And then you need to monitor the temperature. And what you're trying to do is get it to 185 degrees. What you're going to find is it gets to 170 pretty quickly, and then it's slower from there on out. And once you get up to about 165, 170, you need to stir pretty constantly. The problem with getting to 185 degrees is if you get much over 185 degrees, you will burn the milk. And if you burn the milk, the taste would be terrible. You want to actually just start over again at that point. You'll also get a signal other than just temperature for the milk. It'll actually, right before you get to 185 degrees, it'll start foaming up. So I'm going to let this heat, and then I will come back to it when I get it up to about 185 degrees.